Hello everybody, this is Mr. MMW and I'm coming back to you with yet another video for the Pacific. This time my single player series. Sorry that I took a break, but let's put it this way, I did some renovations at my place and I tried to record this and both the background noise was too disruptive for like an entire week. And my power outlet kept getting disconnected. So there you go. I had to not record for an entire week. But now I'm back. Pretty much everything is done. And let's carry over from the last game. For the last turn. Because again, I already tried to record this once. But I kind of forgot what happened. So last turn, from what I remember, we swept Rangoon and Changsha, right? And we killed some Warhawks at quite a high price, 12 Oscars, but we did shoot down nearly twice the amount of planes. We also bombed the Tejeljab, and now we know that they have a bunch of stuff here, but no longer any ships, so my planes are currently not doing much, but that's okay. But we know that they do have a lot of troops here. And I'm not really expecting any more Dutch resistance, so pretty much all my planes are either on essentially rest, just to recoup some losses, because I don't really have much to still do. Pilot-wise, 12 killed, 2 wounded and 4 missing, nah. We do, by the way, see that our 54th squad in China has 65 kills, very nice. Although we did take quite a number of losses last turn. Ship-wise, supposedly one of our ships here, that this just happens, sometimes you can't really do much about it, but let's go over to the commander support. Because big things are happening, and this episode will be a bit of a shorter one, because I'm only gonna feature one turn, one episode, right? And that is because next turn will be the monthly Imperial Conference, and I have already made some plans for this. We'll see. We'll talk about that in the next episode. But for this one, our Kidobutai 2 is going to strike at the airfield at Colombo, the port at Colombo, hopefully. We're gonna, I have deployed the Central Pacific submarine formations. We'll see if they really accomplish anything. We have begun transporting the 14 to Singapore, but unfortunately I miscalculated. And I'm only transporting like half of it at once. So I'm gonna have to do 2 transport turns, right? The Kidobutai 1 is returning to Rabaul. And the Kwantung is finally marching north. That's pretty much it. Most of everything else will be featured in the next turn, of course. I think anything that I want to show. Yeah, we are invading Tarkan. We'll see how well that goes. And as you can see here, I'm transporting tons of stuff, but of course I have tons of stuff, so takes a while. Also, our carrier is here. I'm gonna combine it together with the Congo and go join up with the Indian invasion. And here they are. I also put some, I put some dive bomber pilots to get some skill. And to essentially convert them into torpedo bomber pilots. Because dive bomber pilots are very easy to train, torpedo bombers not so much. There you go. And of course I can be using my torpedo planes to train bomber pilots. Here they are. Also, soon enough we're gonna advance on Changsha. We'll see how that goes. We're also gonna cross into Pegu, hopefully take that base. Let's see if I gave the right orders here. Oops. Yeah, we're gonna do port stack at Colombo. We're taking this route. We're gonna be about here, I think. So yeah, and here are my submarine formations. One, here is the one at San Francisco. We are engaging them quite successfully, I might say. It seems, so far it seems to be going well. Here is the Mid-Pacific one. Of course, it's only half right now. We still need subs. Not all of them are in position. We'll see if I need to adjust it, but our Fiji invasion is going to be a bit of a problem. And I'm going here to perhaps bomb this one last time and go back, right? Our Fiji invasion is not exactly going according to plan. Firstly, I didn't unload properly. A bit of this division got left here, and of course I'm still unloading, so yeah. Of course, also a lot of my supply is still here on the ships. And take a look at what they have. 5,000 troops and over here 8,000. I do not know if my 6,000 or so, let's call it 10,000, can really beat them. We'll see. We might get bogged down here, and I desperately do not want that, because I had done this in the past and it did not turn out great. So I'm either going to completely pull out if I fail and do something else. I'm gonna cut my losses, or I'm gonna do something crazy. We'll see. Hopefully also these guys, and now I have some supply over here. Yeah. So they should take off, they should be patrolling. We're not seeing anything. Oh, what the hell is this? Perhaps some refugees from Numea got lost? I don't know. But we're not seeing much. We can't technically bomb Pago Pago, but we did see fighters here, so I'm not even gonna try. In Rabol, not much is happening. Some of our support stuff is arriving. I'm also sending some mine layers here, of course. Yeah, and our AR is finally arriving here to repair this poor old Ashigara. I don't I don't exactly know if destroyed devices can really be repaired by ARs, but I guess we'll see, because we should be able to. Of course, I'm taking a bit of a break with these guys, no reason to stress them too much, and I am running a bit short of supply here. It might not seem like as such, but we are. Because I don't really have much in Japan still. I'm also gonna discuss my logistics situation, but yeah, we are. I can't realistically really pull much more from Japan. Unfortunate, but that's it. So let's turn a turn. Here you go. There. I'm also gonna perhaps feature some of my pilot training program before I touch it, because of course by next turn I'm gonna be done with it. I'm gonna harvest all the pilots that I can and convert them. Here we are continuing to unload at Nadi. What the hell is this? This is at Tarakan, I think. I do have escorts, so I'm not worried. What the hell is this? Ah, some auxiliary ships, okay. And are those PGs? Oh, okay. The Prince von Orange, I thought I torpedoed it. I guess it did not sink. Interesting. I am also still a bit sick, so there you go. It's always good to see when there is no counter battery fire, because that means that you either disable the guns or they don't have supply. And in this case, I think we disabled the guns. Here is our formation. The second line of this arrow formation engaged but failed. I won, unfortunate. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Oh yeah, and I also saw a couple of aircraft here. I'm sweeping Changsha. And no more aircraft. There you go. I'm also sweeping here. These guys are finally ready. Here we are back over Chungking. And some more Warhawks. They may have just gotten a reinforcement convoy. Because these seem to be new P-40Es. But that also means that they may not exactly be experienced pilots. If we can kill them now, we do not have to deal with them any later. 2 versus 3, not fantastic, but okay. They do not have the numbers, of course, that we do. Some drops over Rangoon. 2 down. Of course, this is a great result because, yeah, the drop is strictly a superior aircraft to the Oscar. The only reason we are getting these numbers is... What altitude are they even flying at? 6,000. What? Thunderstorms. I have no idea, but they presumably just have bad pilots because we are engaging them quite early on. Right. Here we are back at Surabaya, once again failing to hit anything because of these damn PT boats. And oh yeah, I looked at the weather report. It was thunderstorms everywhere, as you can see, so I'm not expecting a lot of damage today. Oh, never mind, I guess. 1,000 casualties. And clear skies over Rangoon, very nice. Always good to see that. Of course, now that it's a bit ironic, right? That we have finally achieved aerial superiority over Rangoon, but we are about to capture it, so it's gonna be ours anyway, so what was even the point, right? But it was sort of a backup plan, in case we got bogged down, which could have happened. If we simply got a bad roll, our air power would carry the day in Burma. But this outcome means that we don't even need that. And here is our Kidabtai intercepting some refugees from the Dutch East Indies, perhaps. And putting some torpedoes to good use. Oh, quite a lot of ships. And yeah, all of them Dutch. Very good to take them out, very good. A bunch of AKLs. Oh, and our... where's Kitoptai? The Louisville. Oh yeah, she was in Suva, and the AI might have thought that we were going like this, right? Since we were going to Pago Pago, they might get a chance to evacuate Louisville, which isn't, you know, isn't a bad idea, you know, try to rescue the ship. Especially considering we were gonna retreat here anyway. But, of course, we caught it in the act. 2 bombs, heavy fires. A bit of a lackluster attack, though. Oh, and... what the hell is this? 2 more ships. Ah, presumably also refugees, but... pretty poor performance, what the hell? Perhaps they are tired. Or the weather. Probably the weather. We did not sustain many losses during this entire campaign, which is good. Ah, here we go again. And the Louisville is of course sunk. But of course our next target is Brisbane, to take out those strike planes. I do not like having them in existence. And these 2 ships are also gone. Here we are landing at Targan. A lot of people for some reason are very afraid of the guns at Targan. But take a look, like, sure, they are managing to shoot at a bunch of unarmed AKLs, but is that really gonna make a difference? The answer is no. Here, we landed completely unharmed. And here we are crossing into everywhere. Oh yeah, this over here we are surrounding Surabaya. I'm gonna talk tomorrow about our strategy in Java, but here we are taking this base with a tank force, capturing some load stars, and we have officially cut Surabaya from the rest of the Dutch East Indies. So once we capture it, they are going to surrender. Here we are winning here, and here we are the battle at Nadi. Do not overestimate the power of these SNLF guys and the naval guards. They are very much one-punch units. They cannot sustain an attack. And here are American tanks and presumably a cavalry regiment from the Americans, right? The Australians, of course, I'm not worried about. And we do not manage to take it. This is worrying, and we do take significant casualties. They do not have a lot of guns, but I am going to have to come up with a plan for this because I cannot wait until Ichiki arrives. So we will see what we do. And here we are crossing into Pegu. Our untimely shock attack yesterday was a bit of a problem, but oh yeah, and take a look, the Burma division is together. That's good to know. And the 17th Indian division. What is missing from here, although, is the British. Where is the 18th, I think? A British division? I do not know. It may be here, or it may be elsewhere. We'll see. But that is worrying. And you can see we are dropping below 300 assault value. Of course, we are gonna get the Imperial Guards will be arriving here soon. We're gonna take a bit of rest and we do capture it. Let's take a look at these losses. Some of them even surrender, that's good. So we do certainly have the 3 times their numbers. And 3 times their guns. So clearly we are successful. We did have a bit of disruption. And we did suffer 1000 casualties, which isn't nice, but mostly just disabled. So a bit of rest, and they should be back and running. But the allies suffered 3000 casualties, which is a third of their force. And most of them destroyed. So I do not really think they can realistically defend in Rangoon. We'll see, however. I'm also gonna try to encircle, of course, Rangoon. I'm also, by the way, going to, once we capture Surabaya, I'm gonna make my tanker guide. Oh yeah, and here we are attacking at Luganville again. We are a bit out of supply, and we do not manage to capture it, but of course they cannot last here forever because they of course do not have any supply. And of course the performance of the marine units are as per usual lackluster. We did take a good chunk out of the cavalry regiment, but the tanks, I may have to redirect some of my anti-tank units. Of course, they aren't exactly offensive units, but yeah. Oh, and here at Tarakan we see a bit more AV than I expected. A whole battalion, okay. And of course, we are still in battle at Cao Chou, but they are of course completely cut off now from any sorts of supply, so these are dead men just waiting to be captured. Yeah. Same thing over here, completely behind enemy lines. Soon enough we will have Wenkao. It is sort of good that we are battling them outside of Wenkao, because of course they take a lot more casualties and they have no fortifications. So there you go. And here we go, day 2. Yeah, we do take a bit of losses because... Well, because I have to move the garrisons between 2 bases, and there's no way to do it while keeping that... keeping the AV in them. We also captured Komodo Island. Is that where those lizards are from? Perhaps our navy may find a way to militarize the lizards. Here is an AKL sinking, but of course such losses are minuscule and very irrelevant, considering that I already have many AKLs who are literally doing nothing because they have nothing to do. So, not a real loss. Here you go, one more aircraft shot down. Still thunderstorms, unfortunate. It is January, and unfortunately this game doesn't really have much of a simulation for the typhoon season. Besides the initial invasion boost that Japan gets, which essentially simulates, you know, that's the campaigning season, because during the summer, what is summer for us, it's... the Pacific is not a very nice place to sail around in. Here they are again. Of course we are escorting our ships, who doesn't? Oh yeah, and we just marched into Surabaya with both our stacks, hopefully. Oh, and here we are again over Chungking. Some more aircraft, but not as many as yesterday. And 3-0, that's very nice. And here we are over Colombo. How many hexes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So just in range to use the normal sized bombs. And we do see a trop, 2 trops, some more trops. So they do have some air power here. I think, by the way, I'm gonna do one of these maneuvers. I'm gonna go like this and then like this, because I want to scout Madras too. I want to see, for my upcoming invasion of India, I need to blockade, recon and destroy Colombo, Madras and Calcutta and Chittagong. But this is of course doable by the army. So, you know, I want to at least find out if they are using this base as a real fighting position. Cochin technically is also one, but I have no information that the airfield is built up at all. So yeah. So we do see here the Exeter is in port. That's good. I have, of course, it seems like we achieved surprise because, well, I have no idea really. But it does not seem like they tried to escape with any ships. And we did do a full balanced strike. 3 props destroyed, that's very good. And we bombed the port. I contemplated bombing the airfield, but the weather was too bad for that. So 1, 2, 3 light cruisers, 4 light cruisers, all with heavy damage, except the Enterprise. And the Exeter supposedly sunk. That's very good to know. The Exeter is of course just a glorified light cruiser, and also some cargo ships. Very good. I am of course quite disappointed to see no carriers and no battleships, because that means they are somewhere else. But it is a successful strike nonetheless, and of course we will be hanging around there for at least 1 or 2 more days. I'm gonna have to figure out how to strike next day. What the hell is this base? They are apparently using Keljati as a base. Here we are moving. I think everything has arrived there. And here we are moving out of Ceylon. And of course this is a tiny river, but there's a shock attack nonetheless. And they do have some pretty strong units here. But of course, of course our absolute death stack here is, yeah, going to destroy them. And they retreat, of course. Yeah. This stack, by the way, is of course not enough to take Chungking. But it never is. And take a look at this. 20,000 casualties. That's good. Nearly the entire force is completely destroyed. Even though we did cross with... they had a poor supply, of course, from all this fighting. And we also crossed here. We did not destroy them, but okay. And here we are attacking again at Nadi. Hopefully we can take out some more tanks. I'm not gonna skip through this battle because I want to see their AV going down. Of course, I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, the targeting was a bit awkward because this division targeted this instead of this. And of course you cannot tell them who to target, but yeah. 0 fortifications now. But I think we need to take a break for a day. And of course no vehicle casualties, which is very unfortunate. We will of course take out this. They do have 100 tanks, which is not good. But we will take Nadi, that's for sure. I might have to do something a bit weird, let's put it this way. By essentially doing a Guadalcanal maneuver where we control only half of the island. And we essentially starve out the other half of the island. A reverse Guadalcanal, if you will. You can see, by the way, our division is now below 350 AV, which is still good, but and of course these guys are completely destroyed, but that's expected, really. They don't really have much power in the first place. And here we are. We did not arrive here with this force too. I wanted to. I'm not gonna attack until we have these guys too here. So yeah. Actually, I do have 2 divisions. I might attack anyway, just to bring down the AV. Here they are at Tarkan. Yeah, Now I'm switching out some of these forces because they were destroyed. They're gonna rest and they're gonna be replaced. Chiang Mai expands. A bit late. But it's quite hard to prepare for this. And there it is, that's the turn. So, let's first take a look at the losses. Some load starts, of course, on the ops. Some air cobras. I swear, this must be just a misreport. It must be. I can't possibly think that we are actually destroying so many on ships. Like, I can't possibly think that. But supposedly 11 to 58, which is quite a funny number. In total, yeah. In total, we are nearing that 3 to 1. I guess that's not bad. 11. And out of these, only 3 killed and 2 missing. That's very good. Although one of them was an ace. 73 kills. But we are getting low on planes. Unfortunate. But of course our piles are very good. All of them. Not much defensive skill, weirdly enough. Okay. Well, oh yeah, and I forgot to tell you guys. I have landed on Port Blair. I have reinforced this unit, and of course I'm gonna attack next turn. Of course I'm gonna go into depth. We do see quite a lot of stuff here. No aircraft, but we do see a lot of units here. 20,000 units. I dare say this is probably where that division is. I'm gonna have a think. Because we know there isn't probably much in Calcutta now. So presumably everything that the British have is here besides their big ships, which are probably in Bombay or in Africa. I'm gonna have a think about what to do here. We have of course captured Pegu. They still have some units here. Unfortunate. Unfortunate for them, really. And here is my reinforcements. Good. Here we are in Surabaya. Of course, this is only half their ports. There you go. Nah, I'm still unloading supply, okay. And if we take a look at the W key, we can see that they are blocked over here. And once we go in these 2 hexes, they can, of course, no longer move anywhere. I might even, for example, do this. There you go. To completely block them with a tiny unit. There you go. We are, by the way, also starting to get low on supply in Singapore, but hopefully this will be enough supply for the invasion of India when that comes. You can see everything moving down. In over here. It is annoying to have ARs with damage. Of course, our carriers are going home. And we do have not that much fatigue. So I guess we can still do a deliberate attack. Yeah. Unfortunate, quite unfortunate, but I guess that's life. One thing that I perhaps want to show you before I leave is how our training is going. For example, these guys at Mukden. I put them to train at the beginning of the month, and now, of course, now we know that veterans have no role, neither do leaders. So, yeah, I'm gonna change this next turn. But you can see most of them are at around 47 XP and 60 skill. after 1 month of training. Of course, my plan is to use the Chinese fighters for all Chinese pilots really for multi-role purposes. All of them will be used for all missions, which for the army that means air skill, defensive of course, and the ground bombing. No other skill is really required from them. Strafing perhaps, arguably, right? But that means that I can interchangeably switch between a fighter pilot and a bomber pilot on in the army and not have any problems. We were of course a little slow in China, of course over here too. But there you go, we did capture the southern bases, the main ones, Kukong and Wuchao, so that's good, but we are a bit slow of course still. In Japan, for example, our trading pile same, around 40 something and 67 quite. That's better. Skill in naval in torpedo bombing, which is very good, but of course they need some actual experience. And I can also show you, perhaps you can compare this to next turn. Here is this screen. You can see I did not take any more from the pool. I only pulled on the first day on the campaign. I will not touch this until I need to. And here they are. This is the army reserves and this is the navy reserves. You can also see, for example, by the way, the skill, the experience. For example, the army fighters, I'd say about, if we sort by XP, about let's say 100 of them are trained and the rest are rookies. Meanwhile for the navy, around we only have 300, so let's say also around 100 and 200 are unskilled. Let's see how these numbers compare after I do my training program. We can also, by the way, compare bombers. Over here we really have few naval bombers because I have been using them intensely, so I only have a couple dozen. With the army of course it's much better. Yeah, about 100 RC, I'd say, and then a bunch of training guys of course. Anyway, that's it, short episode, but there you go. Thank you guys for watching and see you next time.